One of my patients made a comment today that made me ponder about my career as a doctor. The patient said to me, "Are doctors getting younger or am I getting older?" This comment made me think back when I first started working as a doctor. The reason she made that comment is probably because she thought she was seeing a new doctor. This week, there's a new batch of junior doctors, F1 doctors, who are entering the workforce. And I thought I'd take this opportunity to give 3 top tips to new doctors starting. 3 top tips I wish somebody told me. The first one is to put on your oxygen mask first before attending someone else. You might have heard it when you're flying that you need to put on your oxygen mask on first before you attend to someone next to you. And in medicine, this is something very profound because as doctors, we're very bad at doing that. So it's very important to take good care of yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, then you're not of any help to someone else, because you won't be fit to work. So make sure that you're taking your breaks, keeping yourself hydrated, and it's very important that even if it's busy, take some time to have a break, because it's very important that you are refreshed and you're able to work productively. If you just plow on and carry on, then in the long term, it's not sustainable. And I learned this the hard way. I remember when I first started, I would actually skip breaks, or I would take my lunch break very late in the afternoon. And this is because sometimes what happens when you're working on ward, it might be so busy and there are so many patients you have to see that you don't have much time to actually take breaks. But actually you need to make time for these breaks, because this is part of what you need to do to work effectively. And it is very tempting sometimes to plow on and to carry on working because you think that there's so many things that you need to do. And when I first started, I remember there were days when I was the only doctor working on ward, and there were 30 patients on the ward. And yes, there was consultants who were available on phone and very supportive, but these patients still needed to be attended to. And there were times when I actually skipped breaks. And if I could go back and change things, I would definitely make sure that I take care of myself, so that in the long term, I have a better lifestyle in terms of healthy habits that I set up, because it took me a long time to actually build these healthy habits and actually take my breaks and making sure that I'm keeping on top of everything. So unless it's an emergency, make sure that you're taking your breaks, and make sure that you seek support if you're finding yourself in problems where you're not sure what to do, because there's always help, and seek for help. You're not the only one working in the team, so make sure that you use your senior for help. Tip number 2 is to be open to learning opportunities, because during your training you might find that it is really busy. A lot of what you do as a junior doctor is service provision, so it's very important that you actually are invested in your learning and you take responsibility for that. So if you ask questions to senior doctors and you find learning opportunities, you build up on your skills and you show that you want to learn more, then you'll get more out of a placement. If you don't do that, you just carry on with doing what you're supposed to do and not be interested and curious about learning and building more skills, then you won't get as much of your training and you probably won't enjoy your training as much. So make sure that you look at the job as ways of things that you can learn and improve and get better, and you'll find that you enjoy the post more. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you cultivate a good support network. As an F1, when I started, it was something that was really good because we work in a small hospital, and the F1s that we had were a good bunch of people that we had support from each other. And when we're having trouble, like struggles, we could talk to each other. Having this shared experience where we shared about struggles that we had and had advice from each other was really helpful for the F1. And these are some of the friends that I've kept nowadays as well. So it's very important that you cultivate your support network. could also be families and friends. Make sure that you stay in touch with your families and friends, because as junior doctors you might be working in a very remote area and you might not know many people in that area. So make sure that you become a friend with people you're working with and you have a good support network. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any more tips, share it down below. If you have any questions or any suggestion, let me know down in the comment section. Take care everybody. Bye bye.